So yesterday we actually cloned the repository. Am I correct? So where did I clone? I'm just trying to open that particular folder. So inside projects, yeah, we get me 725. Okay. So this is the one. Okay. So you should be in this particular folder. So go there, right click and show more options. Git bash here. Now, as soon as you do that, you'll get to see the path and the branch which you are in. You are in which branch now? Master branch. So that's the reason you are seeing that master. Okay, fine. Git log. I already mentioned what is git log yesterday. It will actually displays the commit list of commits. Currently, we have only one commit. This we call it as commit ID. What is this? Commit ID. Then you can see here the author. Author meaning who has created it. Who has created this? I created it. So that's the reason you are seeing this particular name and the email ID. See, in the Bitbucket knows who is the author because I already directly added in the Bitbucket. Correct? That's the reason. With the Bitbucket credentials, it added this particular commit ID. Now, in the local, I'll be adding. Always the commits must be added in the local, not in the center. You are not supposed to directly make any changes in the central repository. Always the changes should happen where? In the local. Agree? Okay, so that's the reason. Now we need to set this, the name and the email ID in the local. Otherwise, you can't commit it. This one is who is doing it, meaning who is committing it. Git should know. You commit, I commit, other developer will commit. But later on, if I wish to see who has committed it, so then there should be author details, right? So that is the reason you need to configure this. This is one-time job, but you should do that. Fine? Fine. How do I do it? So there is a command called git config -- list. Git config -- list. When you do that, it displays something like this. Here, you can see in my case, user.email, user.name. In your case, if you are doing it for first time, you will not be seeing this. So you need to configure this. How do I do it is the question. So say Q, type Q. Why should I type Q here? To come out of it. To come out of it. Say type Q, you will come out of it. So then what you need to type is git config -- global user.email, then your email ID. In my case, this is my email ID. If you are working for an organization, you need to type which one? Organization email ID. Now in this case, which email ID you should type? The Bitbucket email ID, using with you created the account. Do that, enter it, then again you type git config -- global -- global user dot name, then your name. Okay, then your name. Now again you can see it. How? By using git config -- list. Now The name is this, the email ID is this. How do I change it? If I wish to change, by mistake I added different email, I wish to change it. You retype the same, like you use the same command, again you change it. It will get override. Okay, so that can be done. Right. Without this, you can't commit it. Again, I'm saying. Fine. Now, let's try to add and commit. So to do that, first of all, we need to create some files in the working directory. Yes or no? Now, which is my working directory in this case? This is my working directory. Correct? So now let's try to create some files. Any type of file you can actually add it into the Git, but generally you will not be adding like videos. Am I correct? And the images. The images you can add, but very rarely we add it. Agree or not? So you should be pushing the source code, not the resources like images and Excel files and Word document or all that. You should not be pushing it, or PowerPoint. This is not a source code. Am I correct? That we use it for different purpose. Okay. Anyway, so now what I am trying to do is, see, you can create even a notepad or a text file also. How do I create a text file? Right click, go to new and create a text file and type name something. I mean like file one or whatever, I can do it. And you can open that particular file and you can type something. But generally you will not be adding, like very rarely we add a text file. So that's the reason what I am trying to do is, I'm just copying some files, some C# files from somewhere. I'm just copying this particular file. Then in your case, what to do? You can create a notepad. I mean, you can create a text file. Doesn't matter. Okay. Or else you can download any Java file or C# file or whatever. Fine. So I just placed this particular file over here. Now, before I try to show you add, commit, push, pull, whatever, I want you to install this particular software, which is Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. So go to this and download for Windows and install it. So why do I need to install this? Yeah. So this is the editor. This is a editor. So what I can do, so let's say in this case, I have these files, right? I can take this particular folder path and I can go to Visual Studio Code. I'll try to open it from the beginning so that you'll understand. So you come here, Visual Studio Code. You can run as an administrator. Say yes. Now you close all. Go to file, open folder. You type that path there and select folder. See all the files, you are seeing it here. This is my file. This is the file which I added. See, you can type whatever you wish to. Not necessary that only this one should be there. Yes or no? It can be any content. It can be any content. You can simply type ABCD also. Okay, we'll be doing it in the for the next file so that you'll understand. Okay, I'll create a text file only. Okay, anyway, so now this is a new file, right? Now, how do I get to know where is my file? Which command I should use? Tell me. Git status. So I'm using git status now. When I use git status, what exactly displays now? No, no. Yesterday we understood the life cycle of a file. If it is a new file. Color is fine, but tell me what under what it displays. Untracked, correct? It will be a untracked. Can you see this? Untracked file. Why untracked? Because you just added in the working directory, there is no track of this file in the local repository. So that is the reason it is displaying as untracked. Now what should I do? I should add this particular file. So when I do the add, what will happen? It moves to staging area, correct? So I've done that. Again, I am saying git status. Now it displays as it will be staged. Now it displays as new and the file name. Yes. Can you see now? New file main.cs and it is staged. How do you know it is staged? It is asking you, see, can you see here? Use this particular command to unstage it. That means it is staged. Okay, it is there in the staging area. Is that clear? Now what do we do? We need to commit this particular file. So how do I do it? Git commit -m is mandatory. M stands for message. So you need to mention why you are committing it. The reason for commit. Practically, when you are working for a project, there will be some Jira ID, bug ID. Some purpose will be there. That you need to mention. Why are you committing it? So that other developer will get to know why this commit exists. Fine. Now, I am simply saying added a new file, but practically it will not be in this way. You have to specify the purpose. Okay. Now, I just added it. By mistake, if you are not using -m and directly type it, VI editor will be open. You will not be knowing what exactly it is. So to come out of that editor, it opens something like this. It opens like this. So now you need to type the message. You don't know how to type it. So that's how to come out of it. Whoever learned Linux, they'll be knowing it, not others. So that's the reason to come out of it. What you need to do is say escape :WQ. Escape :WQ. Okay. So WQ also is a problem. Just say Q and come out of it. WQ will save and all. I don't want that to happen. Okay. So, okay. Anyway, so now if I say git status, it displays as nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. That means my file is committed. Understood? Now, if I say git log, I should see one more commit. Do you agree? Yes or no? I just committed, no? So I should see one more commit, right? There should be two commits. One commit, which you got it from the central, one commit in the local, we just created it. So now if I say git log, can you see there are two commits? This is the new commit and who has done it and added a new file is the message. If I wish to know this commit holds what are all the changes, this commit holds what are all the changes, then what you need to do, you need to use a command called git show, then take the commit ID. You don't need to copy the entire commit ID. Initial few letters should be fine. Okay, so copy that and paste. Now you can see minus indicates what are all the files you deleted. Plus indicates what you have added. Now this commit contains see, dev null indicates nothing you have deleted. So plus mentions I added what I have added main.cs. Now it contains 14 lines. All the lines are captured over here. Okay, so fine. Now that's about it. To come out of it, you just press Q. Then you'll come out of it. Fine. Now again I'm saying git log git log I'll do now. Now you are seeing two commits here. Now what I'll do is I'll modify existing file, which is main.cs, and I'll try to add a new file. I'll try to add a new file. So how do I do it? I'll go to the editor now. Now here I'm adding it. So simply saying new content added on 05 08 05 24 I'll say. Okay, it can be anything, doesn't matter. I modified this file and I'm trying to add a one more new file. How do I add it here? So you come here and click on new file. See, I can go to the folder and add it. Instead, I'm trying to add it here. Click on new file and the file name you need to mention. I'm simply saying file1 .txt. So this is a text file. I'm just adding something. Now you can see here, this is modified. This is you untracked, it is saying. Okay, so the reason why it is saying is, see, Git is available. So in this editor, automatically it is actually displaying it like that. But even though if these two are not getting displayed for you, don't worry. We are not trying to learn the editor now. We are trying to verify the commands in the git bash. Okay. Now if I say git status, what exactly it displays? I added one file and modified one file. Now what exactly it displays? Tell me. One is untracked, second one is modified. Okay, so git status, can you see? One is modified, second one is untracked. Now, I can add one file at a time or all the files at a time. If I wish to add one file at a time, what I can do? Git add main.cs, I can do it. One file, again I can say git add file1.txt, I can do it with extension, it is important. Otherwise, main.cs I can say space file1.txt I can say. Other option would be all files and the folders. If you wish to add it, then I can simply say dot. So in that case, in that current dot indicates current directory changes. In that current directory, whatever exists, everything will get added into the staging area. So in this case, one line in the main.cs and one line in the file1.txt. Yes or no? Why one line only in the main.cs? Only that you added it. Correct? So that's the reason. So I did that. Now, how do I clear the screen? Control L. Control L. Fine. So now I added that. Now if you say git status, can you see? New file and second one is modified. Fine. Now I'm trying to commit. Git commit -m and I'm saying like modified files. Done? Fine. If I say git log now, one more commit I should see. Now you have seen one more commit, right? But If I say git show and this commit ID, can you see now? One file added, and this is main.cs. So in that main.cs, 4 to 7, like these lines are captured because over there only this one only I added. So it actually captures, actually before this particular line, 2 lines it captures, after that 2 lines it captures, so that it knows where to add this particular line. Okay, so that's fine. So now git log. Now I can see 3 commits in the local, but whereas in the central there will be only one. Why? Because I have not yet pushed. So I go to the central, which is my central, bitbucket.org. So this is the folder repository I created yesterday. So go to the commits. You are seeing only one commit here. And go to source. You can see only readme.md. And how do I identify without connecting to the central repository? I wish to know till which particular commit I push to the central repository. Are you getting my point? By looking at this, I should know till which particular commit ID I push to the central repository. Can you see this? Origin master, origin head. So wherever this exists, till that particular commit ID, you push to the central. So other two are not at pushed. So if this is pointing to this one, that means this and this are pushed to the central. If this is pointing to here, then that means all 3 are pushed. It will be in the top actually. Okay, so let's now try to push it. Origin always indicates central, origin. Okay, so master is a branch. Origin head is also, it says it is pointing to the top one. Okay, fine. Now I am saying what? Git push. Now the existing or newly created 2 commits will be pushed to the central repository. So I'm doing it. Git push. Okay. In my case, it gets pushed. But in your case, it will not allow you to push it. Why is the question? Because you need to create one app password. And this is for security. This is for security. So how do you create an app password is the question. So before I try to make you understand how to create a security, so I'll quickly show you this log, then I'll come to that. Can you see now where exactly it is pointing to? The latest one. Always latest one will be there in the top. Now I go to the central and go to the commits. Can you see all 3 are there? And in the source, the main.cs file 1 txt, those 2 are seeing it. Fine. Now I was talking about app password. So how do you do that? Go to settings, personal, Bitbucket settings. You can see something like app passwords here. Select that and you need to create app password here. So why is it required? Each time when you are trying to push, you need to enter this app password. You need to enter this app password if it is private. If it is public, one time initial, it will ask you to use it and it stores in the local, then it will be keep using that password. Okay, so you need to create a password. Create a password. The label, I'm simply saying like May 7/24. Okay, so then all this you need to check it out. Like account, workspace membership, read write. These are all permissions actually. For the project, read write admin. Okay, for the repositories, write admin delete. Pull request read write. Till here you just do it. Then you try to create it. Once you create, it displays the app password here. You copy this and keep it somewhere. Okay, so in my case, I generally keep it here. I don't want all this. I'll just, sorry. Copy that and paste that. Okay, so keep this. So now just close it now. It will ask you when you say push, it will definitely ask you to enter the app password in a pop-up. In a pop-up. In the bottom, you need to see. So in that pop-up, you need to enter that app password, then only you can able to push it. Is this clear? Fine. Now I pushed it. If I pull it, what will happen? Nothing happens because no new commits exist in the central. Yes or no? See? Already up to date. But what you can do is to get a merge conflict or to verify how pull works, the same repository, you clone it into some other folder. Into some other folder. You try to commit there and push it there and pull it from here. I will anyway make you understand later how exactly you could resolve merge conflict. But before I try to do it, if you do it by yourself, you get confidence. Okay, so you do it by yourself. Fine, I will also explain it later. Okay, so generally there will be multiple developers, but in your case, you are the only one using that repository. That is the reason I'm asking you to clone it to some other folder also. And you just think that two developers are working on that particular project. So you push it from there, you pull it from here. Okay. So then what you can do, same file, different lines you can modify, push it there and pull it in both the places. You modify the same file, different lines. Then automatically merge should happen. The second one would be same file, same line you modify, push it there, pull it from here. Then you should see the merge conflict. Then you should resolve that merge conflict. Then only you should push it. Okay. Do it by yourself. If you don't get it also, not a problem. I will anyway explain that. But try by yourself first. Okay. So now you understood how to add, commit, push and pull. Yes or no? Fine. So it's not that only you can add, commit, push, pull. You can also delete a file. Meaning it's not like you only add a file or modify a file. You can also delete a file. So now generally what do? You come here, you just delete a file here, right? Developers, they'll not go to the folder and delete. They'll just try to delete in the editor. So I'm also doing the same. So come here and delete this particular file. So move to recycle invent. So now I just deleted this file. Fine. If I say git status, it displays as deleted. Now, by mistake, I deleted this particular file. Let's assume by mistake, I deleted this particular file. Now I need this file back. It happens, right? And you already know this file you just deleted only from the working directory. This file exists in the local repository. It exists in the repository, right? You have not committed it. So it will be there in the local repository. So how do I get it back? To get it back, you need to use git checkout and the name of the file. This is the file. So I deleted that file. You can see even in the folder. I'll show you the folder. You don't see that file here. Yes or no? So now I got that file back. How do you know? Can you see readme.md? So what is the command to do it? Git checkout and the file name with extension. This will happen only when deleted, but before you commit. Before you commit. After you commit, there is no way to get it back because you committed it, saying that it's delete. You wish to delete it. I am talking about by mistake you have deleted and it is not yet committed. Then only in that case you can check out and get the file back. Is this clear? Yeah. Okay, fine. Now I am really deleting now. See, recycling bin is not related to Git. Correct or not? Okay. So if you wish to get it back from recycling bin, that's a different story. You can get it back. But now in this case, I did what? Shift delete. Shift delete is a permanent delete. So you can't get it back from recycling bin, right? See, you are supposed to you are trying to learn the Git commands. Now we need to focus on this. Okay. So I can also take it from recycling bin. I mean, that's a different way of doing, right? Anyway. Now purposefully I deleted now. I really wish to delete. So now I deleted. So if I say git status, so it is deleted. Now what should I do is, I should say git rm, then the name of the file. So this will actually remove, like add it to the staging area, git rm. But if you are trying to do the delete, you deleted one file, you modified another file, you added one file, then you can simply say git add dot. You don't need to say like rm and all. Okay, everything gets added into the staging area, even the delete as well. Okay, now git rm, I have done that. Now what will happen? If I say git status, it's deleted. Now I am trying to commit this by saying readme file deleted. Now if I say git log, so one more commit got created. Fine. Now I am trying to push this. Now you come here, go to your work. Go to the repository. There is a new commit. And can you see that file you are not seeing here? Understood? Why do you need to push even the deleted file as well? Okay, fine. Any questions? Understood or not? You should practice. It comes with practice. Okay. So definitely while practicing, you will face some issues. Then that is the reason I am sharing you the recording. You need to refer the recording and practice it. And if there are any questions, you can approach me by sending a screenshot in the WhatsApp. I will definitely reply back. Okay. So, but if you are delaying, I'm warning you, this has happened in previous classes many times. Especially for DevOps case, I'm saying, initially you neglect. You think that it's okay, tomorrow I'll do it. It's only one class, only pending and all. So after 5 days, what will happen? You don't understand. And then what will happen? You stop coming to the classes. Then one more thing I'll tell you. The blame will be on me then. Why? You don't blame yourself. Generally, you blame others only. Then I am the bakra, right? That is what happens. In the previous like batch, there were around 20 students. Now I could see only 8 of them. Definitely, I am confirming it is not my fault. Definitely, there were many online students. They were not practicing. So that is the reason they stopped coming to the classes. Now they are actually coming back and saying like, no, sir, we have not practiced. That's the reason we were not following. Now you tell me in the new batch, I'll be attending all that. They are saying it. Okay. If you are really practicing on daily basis, you just need to like sit on this like 1 hour or maximum 2 hours. That's it, right? So there won't be any issue at all. You will understand properly, and tomorrow's class also you feel better. See, if you don't practice today, tomorrow's session only 50% maximum you can understand. Day after tomorrow, 25 it becomes. After that, nothing. This is fact. Okay. And I am always there to help you. Whether you come offline or online doesn't matter to me. Please practice. I am warning you upfront. I am not the loser. Again, I'm saying. And don't think that I'm depending only on the institute. I am also working. I am not a loser at all. Okay? Fine. Okay. Fine. Now, git log. Let me maximize this. You are seeing, let me just come out of. You are seeing 4 commits now. Only for 4 commits, it is occupying this much. What if I have 15 commits? Can I display all commits in the same window? No, right? But if I wish to see all of them in the same window, what I can do is I can use an option called one line option in the git log. How? Git log hyphen one line. If I do it, what will happen? Each commit will be displayed in a single line. Can you see now? Single line. I have 4 commits, 4 lines. So it is displaying the commit ID, not to like entire commit ID is also not getting displayed, only few characters. And after that, the message, the commit message. That is what is most important for us. So that is getting displayed. Okay, fine. Sometimes even this becomes an issue. If I have like 50 or whatever, generally we are interested on recent commits only, not the old commits. So that is the reason. If I wish to display like recent 2 or recent 5 or recent 10 or whatever, you can mention how many commits you wish to display from the top, from latest to old. Okay. So git log -2 one line. So then what will happen? Recent 2 are getting displayed. Understood? Any questions? Clear?
Again, we can get git log to
Git log?
repeat the process of git log minus the process will be same.
Git log -2 meaning how many commits you need it. If I am saying git log -3, then what will happen? I'll get 3. That's it. The 3 is number of lines, number of commits, I would say. Okay, 3, 2, 10, whatever. Okay, if you wish to display recent 10, but I don't have 10 commits, that's the reason I'm saying 2, 3. Okay, yeah. So someone is trying to ask something online.
Yeah, Prasad sir.
Yeah.
Sir, after deleting the file from the folder, we did git rm, sir.
Yes, correct.
So what is the purpose of git rm?
Okay, git rm is actually to add that particular change in the staging area. Git add is actually to see if you are adding or modifying a file, we are using git add and the file name. So why do we do that? To add that file to the staging area, right? The same way, git rm is actually to add that change to the staging area. So have you attended the first session or yesterday's session?
Yes, sir. Yesterday's session I attended.
Yeah, in the yesterday session, if you remember, I have explained in the beginning, in the local architecture, you have something like working directory, staging area, and the repository, right? So I mentioned clearly, before you commit any change, definitely it has to be placed into the staging area, then only you can commit it. So that is the reason when you say git rm and that particular file name, the deleted file you are placing into the staging area, then only you can commit it. So to keep that in the staging area, we are using git rm.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Directly you can't commit it. So definitely it has to be placed into the staging area. So that's the reason we have done the git rm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Kushan, I think I have shared you the old recording, old in the sense like day before yesterday's recording also. Please go through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. Any other questions? I have 8 minutes, but still, like I want you to practice whatever I taught today. That's why I'm not teaching in one more new concept. Okay, so we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so there is .git ignore actually. So when we created in the central repository, I said .git ignore. You make it as no as of no. Later on, I'll teach it, but that takes some time actually to teach also. So we'll learn that tomorrow. But you practice this and come, fine. And tomorrow we'll learn .git ignore. After that, we'll move to the Git branching. Okay, fine then. Thank you.